A man that defied the odds, that stood against the many with his brave few, that stemmed the tide of the Persian invasion into Europe. His name was Leonidas, and he was the warrior king of the ferocious Spartans. The very same king that stood defiantly at the Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BCE, where his warriors famously guarded the route through which the Persian monarch Xerxes attempted to invade Greece with his vast army. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. Although Leonidas and his men ultimately lost, they bought the Greek city-states crucial time and provided an inspiring example of not only what Greek hoplites could accomplish in the face of the advancing forces, but also the price Greeks were prepared to pay to preserve their independence from foreign oppression. The family tree of Leonidas, which could be traced back 20 generations to the legendary hero Hercules, is described by Herodotus in his histories. The Spartan king Alexandrides, who is also the son of King Leon, was Leonidas' father. After his first wife proved to be barren, Alexandrides, however, encountered some difficulties creating an heir. To preserve the royal dynasty, the Spartan ephors and elders pushed Alexandrides to take a second bride. Despite having given birth to a son named Leonidas, Alexandrides' first wife unexpectedly announced that she was also expecting a child, and another son named Dorius was born as a result. Then, soon after, the first wife gave birth to Leonidas and Cleombrotus, who some believe to be twins, possibly in the 540s BCE. It seems unlikely that Leonidas would represent the regal house of Agiad and turn into one of the two Spartan kings because he had two older brothers. He did, however, exactly that after Cleomenes, who had no successor, and Dorius, who had died mysteriously while drinking too much on an expedition in Sicily, respectively. When Gorgo's father passed away, Leonidas was married to Gorgo, Cleomenes' daughter, became king, possibly around 490 BCE. Although we don't know anything about his prior commands, Leonidas would have been in his 50s by the time of Thermopylae, and certainly an experienced military leader. After Xerxes planned to invade mainland Greece by land in 480 BCE, Leonidas was chosen to command a small group of Spartan hoplites, about 300 carefully chosen men with male heirs, to defend the pass of Thermopylae and stave off the Persian onslaught until further reinforcements could be mustered. The sacred Carneia festival was taking place at the time, therefore the Spartans couldn't go to war until it was over. Up to 8,000 hoplites could have been fielded by Sparta, but not during Carneia. Troops from numerous other city-states joined the 300 Spartans to form a force of up to 7,000 men, which was woefully insufficient to defeat Xerxes' army of 80,000. A great location to defend Greece was Thermopylae, 150 kilometers north of Athens, where mountains fell into the sea and just a small pass along the shore remained. However, Xerxes was so certain that he would win that he dispatched an envoy to Leonidas to request the Greeks submit and lay down their weapons. The Spartan monarch simply replied, "Molon labe," meaning come and collect them. The Greek army held off the sizable Persian army for 2 days by utilizing their better armor and weapons, Leonidas commanding from the front and their close-knit phalanx formation. Things appeared bleak for the defenders too, as a local shepherd betrayed them by telling the Persians about a mountain path that would let them sneak behind the Greek lines. The Greek soldiers were ultimately routed, however, and the Delphic oracle of Apollo, who had predicted that Sparta or one of her rulers would fall, had been proven correct. An extremely dishonorable conduct that went against all laws of combat at the time, Xerxes asked that Leonidas' skull be impaled on a stake and shown in public after the fight. When Leonidas died, his son Pleistarchus succeeded him as king, although Pausanias served as his regent because of Pleistarchus' youth. Within a year, the Greeks exacted revenge for Thermopylae with victories at Salamis and Plataea, the latter of which was even commanded by Pausanias, Leonidas' nephew. The invasion of Xerxes was categorically rejected, and those who died at Thermopylae were remembered. King Leonidas is a prime example of stoicism and inspirational leadership. He was a man of unwavering beliefs, standing for what he believed in until his final breath. He knew that success was bigger than one person, bigger than himself, and in order to achieve it, the greatest of sacrifices had to be made. His comrades needed to see the impossible made possible so they too could believe that success and victory was theirs to take. King Leonidas perhaps wouldn't be the most diplomatic in his dealings with people due to his rigid beliefs, but he inspired those around him to be the best versions of themselves. If we were to take one teaching from his legend, it would be that as leaders, we must prove to our colleagues that anything can be done, and we will prove it by doing it first. Lead by example, be brave, and do not bow to wrongdoings. For more on inspirational figures of the past, hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel.